Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Quantum, whose current price stands at the $183.2 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 3.5%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart pattern that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Quantum from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $41.2 mark, and after seeing that low down there, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side, and that is what I want to analyze here in this video. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart, that is where I'm going to start my analysis. After making our low down here, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I can term as an Elliot wave structure, having this as the first wave to the upper side. Then we saw a bit of a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2. Then we continued pushing higher in the formation of a third wave. Then I expect our formation of a fourth wave, then a fifth wave, to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1. So that is what I expect to play out here on the Quantum chart. And if I get a little bit into the details of the formation of this fractal wave, so that it can also give us the key scenarios that we expect to play out. After making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce in the formation of a wave 1, and after making the high for that first wave, we saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2. And using the Fibonacci's, we can get a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, connecting the fibs from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. Then remove the Fibonacci's, and you can see that my target area lies between the $98.8 mark and the $76.7 mark, and you can see Quantum retraced into that target area, making our low for that second wave. And after the low for that second wave, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a third wave, which is an impulsive wave, like what you can see over here. This is an impulsive movement to the upper side, and we can also get to see whether that wave 3 has done the minimum that we expect our third wave to the upper side to do, using a trend-based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the wave 2, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of a third wave at the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $236.5 mark. But you can see the high for this third wave is at around the $228.3 mark, meaning that we didn't fully maximize the target area for that third wave to the upper side as we could have expected it to do according to the fib ratios. And having gotten to around the $228.3 mark, that means maybe there's a possibility, there are high chances that the high for that third wave was in at around the $228 mark. And whatever we are seeing right now, which is a bit of a corrective movement right here, might be the formation of a fourth wave. And because a fourth wave is a corrective wave, I also expect to see an ABC corrective movement over here, and a fourth wave is a retracement of the third wave. So using a Fibonacci, we can get a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of that fourth wave, connecting the fibs from the low of the wave 4, the low of that third wave, to the high of that wave 3. And that gives me a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4 between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. Then removing the Fibonacci's, you can see that my target area lies between the $176.9 mark and the $142.7 mark, and you can see we have continued to retrace into this target area, and there is a possibility that we have not yet made the low for that fourth wave right here. And in this movement down here, I expect to see an ABC corrective movement play out, and I believe we have started to see such a structure, that is such a pattern, having this as the wave A, then a bit of a bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave B, then I expect a bit of a retracement once more in the formation of a wave C, And once we see the formation of that wave C to the lower side, that will be completing the formation of that wave 4 to the lower side. And once we see the low for that fourth wave, then we can expect a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1. And since we have the high for that wave 1 and also the high for the wave 3, we can also sketch out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that wave 5 to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1 using the trend based Fibonacci. And I just need to use the fibs, connecting them from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of the wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area at the fib level 0.618 fib level, and that is at around the $289.9 mark. So once you see the low for that fourth wave, I'm expecting a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 5. And the minimum that I would expect that wave 5 to do is the $289.9 mark. And getting back to what we have down here, in the formation of this fourth wave that we are seeing right here, there's a possibility of us invalidating this Elliot wave structure that I have drawn out over here, and that can only happen in case our fourth wave over here retraces into the high of the first wave. So using a horizontal line, I can get the high for that first wave, that is at around the $134.8 mark. So in case in the formation of a fourth wave we retraced into that target area, then that will be invalidating my Elliot wave structure here on this chart. And I can mark this area using a dotted line so that we can know that is a invalidation point here on our chart. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and let's continue expecting a bit of a retracement here on the quantum chart so that we can make the low for that fourth wave, then continue pushing higher in the formation of a fourth wave to the upper side. And if I jump to the daily chart so that I can show you a chart pattern that we have information right here, we have the formation of an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here, and I think we have seen a breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern. And if I draw it out, we can have this as the left shoulder of that head and shoulders pattern. Then we have the head, then the neckline. Then we have seen the right shoulder, then we have continued pushing higher, and we have seen the breakout out of this chart pattern to the upper side. And using a trend line, we can get the minimum target area to the upper side out of this chart pattern that we have right here by getting the height between the head and the neckline, then placing it over here to get to see whether this breakout has done the minimum that we expected it to do by going to the area at around the $227 mark. And you can see Quantum has done that. We got into that target area and we completed the formation of that third wave to the upper side, and there's a possibility whatever we are seeing over here is the formation of a fourth wave to complete the formation of a wave 4 before we continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 5. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, also taking a look at the 4 indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the 4 RSI. We are trading at around the 54 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side, but any movement to the lower side will still be supported in the formation of that ABC corrective movement. Also taking a look at the MACD, on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices could be coming our way. So there's a possibility that the high for that ABC corrective movement, that is the wave B, is not yet in, and we might see a bit of a pump before we continue pushing lower in the formation of a wave C. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.